Argument Alice, Framework Freddy, Comparison Connie, Structure Sam, Delivery Danny, Rebuttal Rosie are the Dialogy Debate Super Team. They are here to help develop your superpowers.
Hello everyone, Comparison Connie here, and today we will continue our discussion on impacts. Learning the elements of magnitude, risk, and time frame are a great way to describe our impacts. But now it's important we learn how to compare our impacts. Let's take a closer look at how to compare impacts in debate. Imagine you are researching whether traditional schools or online schools are better for students. A teacher in favor of traditional schools informs you that these schools allow for face-to-face communication, easily monitor student behavior, and provide students with plenty of learning resources. A teacher in favor of online schools tells you that they give students flexibility to finish their lessons, offer a safe learning environment, and encourage parental involvement. Still unsure as to which is better, you ask the traditional school teacher why their school is better than online schools. They tell you again that traditional schools have face-to-face communication, monitor student behavior, and provide students with learning resources. Without finding the answer you want, you ask the online school teacher why their school is better than traditional school. They tell you it's because students have a lot of flexibility, a safe learning environment, and high parental involvement. Despite the teacher's answers, you still do not know which is better. In debate, many judges are left in the same situation. The pro team describes their arguments and impacts to the judge, and the con team describes their arguments and impacts. The problem is that both teams fail to compare their impacts. So let's discuss how to avoid this mistake using an example. Let's compare a high-risk, medium-magnitude impact versus a low-risk, high-magnitude impact. The pro team argues that face-to-face communication will decrease as a result of switching to online school. They also argue that this will make people lonely, decrease learning, and fail to prepare students for life after school. This is considered a high-risk, medium-magnitude impact. On the con, they argue that online schools offer students a safer learning environment. That's because students run the risk of bullying, emergency situations, and a lack of parent supervision when at traditional schools. They argue that this could lead to serious injury. This is considered a high-magnitude, low-risk impact. A good pro team would compare the two impacts by stating,
our high-risk, medium-magnitude impact of face-to-face communication outweighs their low-risk impact of student safety for a few reasons. First, there is a 100% chance our impact will affect students. That means voting con will guarantee that students lack the necessary face-to-face communication they receive in traditional schools. Secondly, even at their best, our opponent's impact only makes students safer during the early part of their life. What happens when students graduate from an online school but lack the social skills gained from a traditional school? It's likely they will actually see an increase in bullying and serious injury after graduation.
So when rebutting your opponent's argument, make sure you compare the best version of their impact to the impact of your team. We should focus on impact comparisons in every speech, but it is really important to compare impacts if we are the fourth speaker. That's because the fourth speaker is responsible for telling the judge why your team should win the debate. This is most effective when comparing our best arguments to the opponent's best arguments. Remember, we should try to make statements such as even at their best when comparing impacts. This helps us craft a clear, accurate, and effective comparison in the eyes of our judge. It shows them that we are willing to address even the best-case scenario of their argument and still win. So, next time you're in a debate, remember to describe and compare your impacts. Good luck!